Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good morning. Hello from us all at the Global School Alliance. A warm welcome to our wonderful community of global educators to our final webinar of 2023, when we'll be very much looking back, reflecting and celebrating the great range of global activity that you've all been involved with across 2023. Hannah and I, we're absolutely proud and honoured to see this work every day, and we could have actually chosen 1,005 of you to actually contribute today. We're joined by 5 amazing global educators who'll be sharing with you their reflections, and we hope they also reflect the great work that you've already been involved with and hope to develop across 2024. Thanks, Hannah. So yes, 2023 for us was a very successful year. Lots going on. We were particularly proud of our leadership delegations. It's wonderful to have that face-to-face authentic engagement. And we had 6 amazing delegations in a range of countries, taking a range of amazing educators. We had some great student exchanges to Hong Kong and Spain. And again, that's something we really want to develop at the Global School Alliance. For those of you in the UK, Turing funding, some real successes there, accessing funding, nearly £2 million was accessed. So congratulations to all the successful schools there for developing their global activity. We were very proud and delighted in the spring to celebrate the Eurovision Song Contest, which was actually held in Liverpool, where we're based at the Global School Alliance, celebrating school partnerships between Liverpool and Ukraine. That was particularly moving, and a big welcome, a particular heartfelt welcome to all our friends from Ukraine joining us. Very proud of our ambassadors program, and again, it's wonderful to have some ambassadors joining us today to talk about their work, and we'd be delighted to have many more ambassadors join us across 2024. We had our first in-person conference in London at the wonderful Kingsford Community School, which was fantastic. European Day of Languages was celebrated with a very successful competition. We celebrated COP28, which has resonance with many, many schools globally, with colleagues and partners at the world's largest lesson. And I think what we're most proud of is you, that community of educators who day in, day out are doing incredibly inspirational activity. This has always been at the heart of the work of the Global School Alliance, and we are very proud and very delighted to work with you all. Thanks, Hannah. So for those of you who haven't yet joined, you must do that. That can be your New Year's resolution to join the Global School Alliance. We're in over 125 countries now, and involve many, many thousands of amazing globally minded educators. At the heart of the work has always been that passion for global education and developing that global network of amazing schools, amazing centres of excellence. We talk about the great conversation of humankind, how it's so important that schools and educators continue to work together and learn together, and you are at the heart of that great conversation. So again, a huge thanks from us all for that. So please do join the many thousands of schools that are involved in the Global School Alliance. Free to join, and you get access to amazing resources. Thanks, Hannah. Do connect on the platform, where we bring together amazing educators for those joint projects, looking for partners, online courses, and really pulling together a range of practical support. So that is a really great way of ensuring that you have access to colleagues globally and can share and celebrate the great work you're doing. Thanks, Hannah. And just to flag up again, become an ambassador. You know, we're very, very proud of our amazing ambassador network. As we always say, global educators are the most important people in the world. It's a wonderful opportunity to represent the Global School Alliance in your own country with your own community. But also in 2024, we're going to be having another event to bring you all together and make sure that the great teaching, the great learning that's happening in your schools every day is shared and celebrated. So it's there on the link if you're particularly interested in becoming a school ambassador. Thank you, Hannah. And we've got to flag up our awards. A big thank you to those schools that are involved in our Global School Awards. Again, a very supportive and flexible framework. It's all about self-audit. It's all about encouraging schools to look at a whole school approach to embedding the work. Bronze is very easy to enter. Silver develops that, and we're very proud to have our first gold schools being celebrated next week, who have really taken forward some really inspirational teaching and learning. So do get involved. Again, free to enter, lots of support there, and the bronze level is particularly easy to achieve. So look forward to working with you on that. So again, just to flag up, the Global School Alliance can help you establish that partnership, embed a whole range of amazing activity. And we think it's incredibly important to have those authentic engagements. So we look forward to supporting you to travel to visit that partner school, to have those authentic, immersive experiences that bring international teaching and learning alive in your school. So no matter where you are on your own global journey at the school, the Global School Alliance would be proud and delighted to further that and support that. Thank you, Hannah. We were particularly pleased with our recent COP28 challenge. I think mic's off. I can hear some background noise there. The COP28 challenge, where we got some incredible entries there, looking at the importance of climate change issues, the key importance of environmental education. So again, and many thanks to those schools that sent in some amazing posters to celebrate the key importance of climate change, of that shared responsibility globally. And again, a big thank you to our colleagues, our partners at World's Largest Lesson for that. So get involved, all free of charge. Great way of making sure that your school, your community has access to incredibly inspirational teaching and learning. The awards are particularly important to us because it is a chance to celebrate very publicly and get a certificate, an award for the great work you're doing. And also just to flag up our student councils, we are looking to redesign these so there's maximum involvement from a whole range of both primary and secondary schools. So again, if you're particularly interested in the importance of student voice, do get involved with our student councils, and we'd be delighted to support you with that. So thank you, Hannah. That's an overview of the Global School Alliance, and again, thank you for your support. Just before we start, we would encourage you to use the chat function. Tell us where you're from, any feedback, any comments, any insights you have as you hear from our great presentations. If you have a question, do put that in the chat and we would be delighted to put it forward to the speaker. And do get involved with social media at Global School Alliance. Do share all your insights, all the great work you're doing, because we always say you are the most important people in the world, and do share your great comments. Okay, so thanks, Hannah. And just before we start, and we've told you about what we're particularly proud of at the Global School Alliance, can you tell us how you feel about your global activities this year? Were you pleased? You've done well, not too bad, we've kept going, there's more we could have done. Just to get a broad feeling from participants, how you would reflect on your global activities across 2023. Okay, that's good. We're looking good for very pleased and well done. Not too bad. Excellent. That's very good. Most of you are very pleased with your global activities, which is fantastic. 24% saying we've done well, 21 not too bad. 3% have kept going, and that's incredibly important. And 15% probably reflecting there's more we could have done. Of course, I suppose there's always more global activities we can get involved with. And certainly all of us at the Global School Alliance would be delighted to support you with that journey in 2024. So thank you for that. Just a big hello as well to Malgazata. Thanks for all you're doing as well. That's fantastic. Okay, we have got 5 amazing speakers with us. It's a big hello to Dr. Nesreen Noeldin from Egypt. Nesreen is Vice President of Arabic Education and International Coordinator at British Columbia Canadian International School in East in Egypt. Hello, Nesreen. Huge commitment to global education and has embarked on 22 courses in international learning, leadership and core skills. Great commitment there, Nesreen. Nesreen's also developed a wide range of global school partnerships, worked with more than 200 schools, and organised global student conferences and a whole range of key topics. So great work, Nesreen, and also a Global School Alliance ambassador. Thank you for that. We'd like to welcome as well from the Singapore via the Philippines. Hello, Edward Rossini. Edward is academic head of Singapore School Clerk. Previously program head and exams officer at Singapore School in Manila. And Edward was a prestigious recipient of a scholarship program for the Southeast Asian School Leadership Program. That was a great program, Edward. Congratulations on that. And then we're moving to Albania. Hello, Irena. Irena Bieber, who is a master teacher trainer with 27 years teaching and 3 years as a principal. Irena is the graduate of the University of Tirana, where she teaches literature and languages and works with the Ministry of Education and Quality Education Agency. Brilliant work, Irena. A great commitment to global work with Microsoft Education Expert Activity, a Wakelet Ambassador, an Ambassador for European SchoolNet, and certainly last but not least, a Global School Alliance Ambassador. Wonderful to have you with us, Irena. So moving across from Albania now to the UK, and Anna Granger. Hello, Anna. Anna is a MFL teacher, modern foreign language teacher, with 25 years experience teaching languages in primary and secondary schools and also to adult learners. Great work there. Anna, and again, we're very proud to work with you on this, is a founder of the wonderful Coventry City of Languages initiative, which was a key part of Coventry City of Culture. Anna is committed to sharing and celebrating the 120 plus languages in Coventry, which is part of the West Midlands and has an amazing range of educators and languages. Also a Global School Alliance ambassador, and we're very proud to be partners on the great Coventry City of Languages activity. And last but certainly not least, across to Greece. Hello, Agati. Agati Trinatfel, who is the principal at Agnios Kindergarten in Greece. 17 years experience, a BA in preschool education from Aristotle University, and an MA in special education from the University of East London. Agati is committed to nurturing young minds in a range of inclusive and engaging learning environments. Wow, so fantastic backgrounds, fantastic experiences, amazing insights. So without further ado, can we pass you to Dr. Nesreen Noeldin from Egypt, who will be telling us about her work across 2023. Hello, Nesreen.
Hello, John.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Excuse me, I'm turning off my presentation just a second. Sorry. Here I am.
We've got it. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So, good afternoon from Egypt. Firstly, I would like to thank you all for the honor and favor of your presence. And a special thank you to the Global School Alliance team, Hannah and John, for inviting me to speak. Before I start my presentation, I would like to give you a short brief about my background. I was one of the billion Arabic teachers in the world till 2013, since I joined the global education community. I had a number of international achievements, including exchanging program for students and cultural books, virtual webinars, Model United Nations simulations, international contests, and much more. In 2018, I met someone who is my mentor, who keeps encourages people from around the globe to work internationally with school partners. This one is considered the main pillar of what I have achieved today. And I will tell you who he is at the end of my presentation. We live in an increasingly globalized world, and connecting with another country is the best way to prepare yourself and your student for fitting into such a world. In 2023, in January, I received the Global School Alliance Silver Certificate. In November, as a Canadian international school, we have an annual inspection team who were amazed this year when they saw this valuable acknowledgement from the Global School Alliance. And my school auditor report earned credits because of this certificate. Thank you so much, Global School Alliance team. Nothing brings learning to life like working with schools in other countries. Whether you want to increase understanding of global issues or enhance language learning, a school partnership can help you better engage pupils, reinforce existing projects, introduce new teaching approaches, and ultimately improve learner outcome. In October 2023, I received the fourth cultural books. Here he is, from my South Korean partner. The books contained items represented the Korean culture in addition to traditional clothes, food, board games, and much more. Also, they sent school supplies, and both Egyptian and Korean newspaper covered this event. This was followed by a live video conference for both school students. By the way, I met my South Korean partner in the UK in 2019 when I organized the first International Student Leg Conference in Birmingham for my 13 partner schools. Also, the media in the UK and Egypt covered the news annually. Here he is. By the way, this is a popular newspaper in Egypt. And this is the acknowledgement letter from my partner school in South Korea. Annually, for the third year, I feel honored to participate in COP28 climate negotiation simulation events. This year, my students joined the events virtually in the UK. We have seen how all students were engaged developing their interpersonal skills, especially negotiation, team building, and communication, in addition to search seriously for information on climate and the foreign policy approach of different countries. These events took place across November, December 2023 in Edinburgh, Cardiff, Manchester, Belfast, and London. This was for COP26, and this is COP27. And this year for COP28. My students, by the way, represented the United States of America and Australia. and also media coverage.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Recently, I have received an invitation letter from my UK 6 years partner school. I met Mr. Ruben Taylor, International Coordinator, in 2018 at one of the workshops in Jordan. Then we met again in 2019 in the UK. In 2022, Ruben and his students visited my school. And I am going to visit them, inshallah, in January 2024. Here is when they visited Egypt and media coverage as well. Lastly, I would like to thank my mentor who always supports me and encourages me to be the best version of myself, John Rolfe. You, you have changed my life to one that I am so proud of. By the way, I got promoted as a quality education auditor, and now I'm supervising 30 schools of Sira education all over Egypt. And all credits back to you, John. Thank you so much.
Wow.
I'm so grateful for you.
Thank you, Nesreen. I think the thanks are all to you for your amazing and always inspirational commitments. And congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure and a privilege to work with you. Good luck.
Pleasure is mine.
Across 2024 as well. Wonderful to have you involved in the alliance.
Pleasure.
See you in 2024 in Nottingham, hopefully. Okay, thanks. That was really wonderful. And I think it demonstrated the importance as well of student engagement. So that was a really lovely overview of what you've been involved with. Thank you for that, Nesreen. So we go now across from Egypt to Singapore via the Philippines, where we'll be hearing from Edward Rossini, who is academic head at Singapore School in Singapore School Clark. So hello, Edward.
Hi, John, and hello, educators and colleagues from the other side and from the many different countries from across the globe. I am Edward. So for a moment, I'm just gonna pull up my presentation. I hope you can now see it. All good. All right. Thank you once again, John, for inviting me to speak with such a roster of prestigious and esteemed colleagues from different parts of the globe. It is an honor and, of course, a responsibility also. I think it's a shared responsibility that we are all gathered here to share best practices, not only to highlight our schools, but of course, more importantly, for the students who would take care of the next generation. Thank you also for the wonderful and generous introduction earlier. So without further ado, I'm going to present. Now you can see, I think this is very familiar to all of us. And I think we, as an international education lead and educators in general, currently stand in an era loaded with educational transformations. From online classes to AI to Gen Z learners and of course teachers, the question is, how do we cope up? But at the same time, how do we stand out? We always, I think, have to remind ourselves that we always need to root ourselves to our core. And as educators, it is our responsibility to engage our students and to provide them the best learning experiences and opportunities that will empower them to take an active role as agents of positive change in the world. And so as a school leader, I always look into and try to put into SDGs in the things we do in the school and incorporating SDGs, or the Sustainable Development Goals, into the school ethos fosters a sense of global responsibility among our students. And I think this is going to be true for all. It promotes values such as social and environmental awareness. And by aligning our educational practices with SDGs, schools contribute to shaping conscientious individuals who understand and actively work towards a more sustainable and equitable future. So let me begin with some of the things that I'd like to highlight, because there are quite a lot. I'm just given 12 minutes. I'm going to make sure I'm going to sum it up in that amount of time. So the first thing that I really want to take into consideration, or that I selected, is our participation in the International Coastal Cleanup. Now, I think you all know that International Coastal Cleanup began more than 35 years ago in Texas with an initial of like what 3,000 volunteers, and now it has expanded into several states and countries and brought together millions of volunteers across the globe to save the seas. Here's a short clip on our route and of our journey during our ICC. And I'm proud that our students took part in this year's International Coastal Cleanup. We are a young school. We started 2018, and then 2019 we were forced because of an earthquake that hit our country. And so even before we started off the online 2020, we've already doing online classes 2019. By the time we reach 2020 and about to start and to open our school, there's pandemic. And so we were forced to do online classes for just like every one of us here. And so I think technically this is our 2.5 year of full face-to-face class implementation. And this is our first International Coastal Cleanup. And I'd say that through this outreach program, our students not only are able to gain firsthand experience and understanding of the consequences of pollution, but also are able to appreciate how our micro effort can produce a macro impact to the community and to the marine life. And of course, with the Ocean Conservancy recognition of our school, I'd say that this is a successful implementation of SDG 14, which is life below water. I am now going to consider another highlight of this school year, which is the art exhibit. Now, another work that I'd like to share is this. We do this every term. We compile all the works of our students and put up a gallery of work. But what makes this art exhibit extra special is we would want to make sure that all the works that we're going to exhibit are highlight are upcycled arts and artworks made from recycled materials. I think the activity taught our students waste reduction, but at the same time are able to innovate and extract creative juices from our students. Artworks using recycled materials carry such a powerful message amongst our students about sustainability and environmental responsibility. With that said, I just want to share with you this very happy art gallery that we just had.
Come on, let's paint with some colors. Start with yellow, red, and blue. Mix them together to get purple, green, and orange too. We put the paint on the brush and we swirl it all around. We swirl it all around on the canvas. We call it art. Oh, oh, we call it art. we can draw lines, dots, stripes, and shapes. Let's use chalk, pencils, markers, and crayons to brighten up the page. All these colors to choose from, like turquoise and magenta, lime green and sienna. It's time to sketch. We call it art. Come on.
I love that song. Don't you like it? We call it art, and indeed, creativity is limitless. And what I think made this art exhibit extra special also
Come on, let's
is
paint.
the fact that that's a snapshots of some of the parents visiting while I toured them around with our mini art gallery. If you can see those curtain-like features, those were actually made out of eggshells, and a lot of cardboards also are used from the juice that we have that we order from the canteen. So those boxes, and even during this Christmas season, we also put together a lot of plastic bottles and turn it into lanterns, because as a Catholic country, lanterns is a very good symbol of Christmas. So we lit up our school with those lanterns, and we made it into an exhibit also of not just art, but also made it a competition of the best lanterns made out of paper and made out of plastics. We also put this in the world's largest lesson. These are the two of the students' art pieces made out of cardboards, specifically targeting climate action, SDG 13. The first artwork is the first artwork symbolizes deforestation, and the second artwork is a solution our students came up with, that for us to combat climate change, we need to plant more trees. And from the first picture, what you see on the top, it will yield into the second kind of artwork if we plant more trees. So I think that what makes it extra special, because not only students are able to exhibit their creativity, but at the same time they learn how to take care of the environment. Now, other school events that aims to promote other SDG, specifically SDG 3, it is very important that we take care not only of our students, but also, of course, of our team. So we have to promote good health and well-being. And to start the school year, guess what we did? We had the Biggest Loser competition, and we encouraged everyone to lose weight healthy, in a healthy way. So we don't want you to do pills, we don't want you to do anything else, but we just want you to do diet and exercise. And we also did our Friday fun, our fun Fridays, which we put together our faculty, and then we do just like mini games and cheering, just to make sure and to celebrate the week. So that's one way of taking good care of our teachers also. Another thing is for quality education. I think one of the reasons why we joined Global School Alliance is the fact that we would want to partners with schools also. And right now, as a school was beginning to see the world outside, we started it off with cultural exchange from students in Southeast Asia. If you can see the picture on the lower left, those are students from Bangladesh, India, Malaysia, and Indonesia, together with our students. And we talk about our cultures, and that promotes also diversity. We also did this school year, just last October, we went to Singapore and tour different universities to expose our students to what lies ahead after senior high school, which is college. And of course, we do also have our World Culture Celebration, where we invite a tea master who teach our students how to do the correct ritual of the Korean tea ceremony. And we also did yesterday, we visited an orphanage. This is promoting SDG 10 with this reduce inequality. We visited an orphanage, and our students came up with a program to not only donate goods and things the orphans need in this orphanage. This is called Duya ni Maria. in Filipino, and in English it means Cradle of Cradle of Mary. These are orphans, and this really just teach our students to love and be grateful also of what they have, especially of family. So now for next year, this is our theme, to roar for more this 2024. And as part of roaring for more this 2024, because our school is we are the Bloomer Lions. We call ourselves the Bloomer Lions, since Merlions, we all know how you relate Singapore and the Merlion. So we call ourselves Bloomer Lion. So we wanted to roar more for the next year, 2024, and the next things that we're going to do, which will also target SDGs. Of course, our collaborating projects with Cambridge International Schools or Singapore schools, because we are also a Cambridge International School. And also we do want to target another SDG 13 project, but this time do tree planting as another outreach activity that we can explore for next school year. So once again, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm very much excited to hear the rest of my colleagues and of course with everyone. Once again, thank you, John, for this wonderful platform of sharing best practices amongst educators, school leaders, and schools across the globe.
Thank you, Edward. That was wonderful. And indeed, I think we're all going to roar for more in 2024. That was really fantastic. Thank you. And yes, we all love the art song. I think that's going to be hummed for quite a few weeks. That was really wonderful. Thanks, Edward.
Thanks, Sean.
Okay, so we're moving across now from Singapore to our friends in Albania, and it's hello to Irena Bieber, who is a master teacher trainer. And Irena will tell us about her fantastic work. So it's hello, Irena.
Hello to everyone. Good morning and greetings from Albania. It's always a great pleasure being here, John, with you in Global School Alliance. Thank you, John, and thank you, Hannah, and all the team behind you. It's great to listen in to all the fellow educators sharing our daily practice in our teaching practice. I want to share with you today my approach about teaching sustainability, because the most important part of my work this year was on promoting SDGs. Can you see my screen?
We can, Irena, yes.
Okay, thank you. Learning for sustainability, climate change, and so on. As I said before, my name is Irena Bieber, and thank you, John, for introducing me, for your kind words. Most of all, I am a teacher. Learning for sustainability beyond recycling and polar bears. You must be thinking about my title. You might be looking at the title of my material and thinking, but isn't recycling important? I was told that recycling is important. And aren't polar bears vulnerable due to the melting sea ice? We should raise awarenesses of these things. These statements are all true. Recycling is important. Polar bears are vulnerable. We should raise awareness of these things, but we should not stop there. Research and educational literature have come to the same conclusion. Awarenesses raising and experiences in nature are not enough to teach sustainability. These are my students in our school. Pupils should not just be learning about and in the environment, they should also be learning for sustainability. It's very important. This means examining how the environment interacts with the social, economic, and cultural sphere as well. The whole school approach to sustainability in Albania, in my school, in my community, has been around for decades, but not only in my school, but all around the world. But it has gained steam lately because it meshes with this kind of holistic thinking. One of the most influential example of whole school sustainability got kickstarted by a Japanese physical educational teacher who had been carrying out conservation activities on local rivers, activity camps on remote islands, and firefly farming. Eventually, these unfocused activities gave rise to a special subject, new relationships with the local community, a permanent section in the town's magazine, and more. Why a whole school approach? Our school has an open enrollment policy. We have taken to place in a particular focus and emphasis on sustainability, biodiversity, climate change, and this was brought about because of the students looking at the adults in the room for a change, and there are new issues arising in schools, such as eco-anxiety, eco-depression, and the whole sense of the hopelessness that describe it in the media around the doomsday scenario, around climate change, and so on. We took the view that if students could learn the measures and strategies that would be necessary for responsible global citizenship, good global citizenship, well, then as a school, it behoves us to look at that. So we employed a sustainability chaplain to guide us and to ensure that the ethos of our school, the culture of our school, the activity going on in our school was consistent with what good global citizenship would promote and what climate change and sustainability and biodiversity and what ultimately needed our planet. It's difficult to look at the truth of reality. So there's always a tendency to back from the difficult truths, and there's many ways in which you can make things more comfortable by reducing it to an individual action or something like that, or not doing the hard data. There's a lot of different ways in which you can do it, but I think fundamentally, the whole climate crisis and sustainability crisis just cuts again our psychology. We're not prepared for it. We are not designed as animals to deal with that. And the data is also quite abstract. Amount of CO2 per million in the atmosphere is not the same as a punch in the face. So once you have that gap between reality and yourself, there's all kinds of ways in which you can adjust your life to make things more comfortable. This crisis has not been dealt with for 14 years. And if you look at the syllabus which we teach, especially geography syllabus, they don't handle it properly. And we don't have any systemic view of the crisis across any national education system. And so in secondary, I think what you'll find is that we don't ever advance our students beyond what they do in primary. So that's things like recycling plastics, that sort of low-level response or analysis and response, no? How do we go beyond the surface level reading of sustainability? This is a struggle for a lot of teachers who do not feel equipped to teach such an involved topic. And it is a struggle for national curricula as well, due to logistical, social, and political barriers. But the complexity and controversy are exactly the sort of qualities that can make learning stimulating for pupils. Not only that, they hone the system thinking and critical inquiry that are so vital for the 21st century. In their voting behavior and professional life, pupils will need to make decisions about complex issues that have no simple answers, and they should already develop the necessary frameworks to deal with them in their school year. Learning for sustainability, teaching for complexity. I feel that in our school right now, the geography course that we take is basically the main way in which we learn about sustainability. That's where we get our education and how to better the climate and so on. And when we learn, it feels to me like we're being taught about what sustainability is. As in, we learn the theory, like the circular economy is a part of it, and sustainable development is built on 3 pillars of social, economic, and environmental. And we learn about what it is. We don't really learn, I feel, about how to achieve it or even why it's needed so much. students manage complexity by the time that they're 17 or 18. They're dealing with the complexity in all of their other subjects, in physics, in chemistry, in mathematics, subject philosophy, across the board. They having to handle a lot of complexity. But when they do green things, it's never complex. It's always simplified, or like I said earlier, almost primary school level. So students are hungry for that. Of course, when we get older, you want to do things that are appropriate to your age level. In our school, we are making a lot of projects based in SDGs. One of them is Project My Garden. Another one is Climate Action Project. Or in a twinning platform, we are working in food sustainability project. Students are making great work promoting SDGs. This is one of series of our podcast in promoting SDGs. This is another one, another project with microbit, water plant with microbit, etc. We have to think systemically and holistically about everything, because every single piece of the jigsaw in a sustainability crisis is connected with another piece of the jigsaw. So we have social, economical, political, biological, physical. It's all over one very complex matrix. It has to be transdisciplinary or interdisciplinary at least, because that's when the complexity arises. If you're just looking in isolation at a flood, or you're looking in isolation at a heat wave, it's not complex. But when you put it inside a system, it is, no? The situation in our whole education system is that we have more or less teachers who are really expert in one subject. We have teachers who are specialized and talk and teach subject as specialists with the students. We are training students as specialists in different fields, but what is lacking, it is exactly what complexity means, is the space to build the link and the interaction between the different categories of knowledge. What are some activities that we are doing in our school? Our school has obtained STEAM school label. Consumption awarenesses. Pupils are taught about changes to their daily lives that can help to combat climate change, such as cycling to school, eating less meat, and recycling, and use a carbon footprint calculator to assess their own behavior. Building a vegetable garden. Pupils have working groups with designated roles like presenter and documenter to create blueprints for a school vegetable garden, following a lesson on ecosystem. Equitable emission reduction. After an overview of the Paris Agreement, we have worked on it. And now, after COP28 28 in Dubai, we have new projects about climate change and energy transition here in Albania. We took part as well at the challenge Be Effective East. This has been an amazing project for us. Thank you, Global School Alliance. Many entries, a lot of work by our students, and we enjoyed a lot. Another activity is biannual cleanup on a local beach. Pupils go to the nearest beach each year, and where they are given instruction on how to pick up litter. Local issues analysis. People read newspaper articles and reports on a local sustainability issue provided by the teacher. Then they write a brief form from the point of view of a city government official, explaining which question should be prioritized, etc. Whole school approach to sustainability. One size does not fit all. We need to make connection. we need to make people understand that every single topic does not exist as a single topic, but it's just part of a much more complex organization. When we have to build the menus for the content, obviously the students will feel the necessity to discuss with the management of the canteen, with the management of the school, with the parent, and it will start a really complex but mandatory reflection about the budget, obviously, about the possibility to find food in our local environment, and what we will do with the waste. Do we have a policy about reduction of waste, etc.? And to conclude for today, I think really every single aspect to start a reflection is a good one, but I think it has to be gradated again. Things like food in the canteen or gardens, little allotments and things like that, those are things which the younger students can deal with because it's tactile. But as they grow up in school, we should be advancing them into much wider thinking, wider action, taking them to organize events, putting them into the civic space. It should grow with the student's age. So yes, whole school, but not whole school in a sort of flat horizontal way in which everybody does a bit of recycling, because that's not enough. That's all by me. And thank you all for listening.
Wow. Thank you, Anna. That was really fantastic. A really wonderful masterclass there about the importance of learning for sustainability and the challenges I think we all share with that. That was really wonderful. And we are so proud to have you as an ambassador for the Global School Alliance, sharing your amazing work. That was great. Thank you so much. Okay, now we move across to the UK, and we're going to have a presentation from the wonderful Anna Granger, who is also a hugely valued Global School Alliance ambassador for us. And Anna will be telling us about her amazing work around languages. So over to you, Anna. Hello.
Hi, everybody. I think Irena is still sharing her screen, so I can't share mine. Brilliant. Thank you. Right, let me just find it. No, you can just see my screen there. Right, is that working?
It is. And thank you for the Christmas tree.
Oh, do you like it? Oh no, it's deciding not to play ball again. Okay, let me start off by just sort of introducing my, there we go, fantastic. Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. It's a real honor to be able to speak alongside so many wonderful teachers and educators across the world. So thank you so much. So my name's Anna Granger. I live in the UK in a city, called Coventry, which is right in the centre of England. I've got about 25 years experience of teaching languages. I currently work in a primary school and have been since 2014, having also taught secondary and adults as well, as John said at the beginning. And my sort of real passion for international work probably didn't begin until about 2016, when I discovered e-twinning with the British Council. But it really is my true belief that our young children, our young people are going to be competing with their peers across the world in the next few years for jobs. And we absolutely owe it to them to introduce them to the world, to allow them to learn languages and to get skills in order that they can actually thrive when interacting with other cultures. So this is really what I was going to speak to you about today. So I am the co-founder of Competitive Languages, as John said at the beginning. And it came about because really sort of in the lockdown one of COVID back in about 2020. And for quite a long time, I think all language teachers in the UK have been really frustrated by the lack of importance of languages in the UK. And particularly in Coventry, we have over 120 languages spoken by well, I say our children in schools, but not just our children in schools, you know, sort of people of all ages. And as I always say to my children at school, that actually, if you're ignoring somebody's language and culture, that means we're really saying that their identity isn't important. So a colleague and I decided that we could either sit and moan about it or we could do something proactive. So we decided to write a vision of what we would like to see in Coventry, and really sort of thought that everyone would think we were a bit crazy, didn't really expect anybody to really engage with us. We ended up speaking to 2 of our MPs in Coventry who were really supportive and really said to us, you know, why don't you just go for it, say we've always been a city of languages and see what happens. So I'm so sorry, that's my daughter just leaving and the Ring doorbell going off. And at this time, we'd also heard about a company called International Newcastle, which is up in the north of England. And they were called Newcastle City of Languages. And we said to our MPs, we want to be that. So they just said, well, just go with it, see what happens. So we ended up organising a meeting, a virtual meeting at that point with potential stakeholders across Coventry, not really thinking anybody much would turn up. And we were absolutely blown away by the amount of support. So people that we work with at the moment are, we've got 2 universities in Coventry. We've got Royal University and Coventry University. Universities are particularly interested in this because they offer language courses, but languages really is a crisis point now, and there just aren't the students who are going to university to learn languages, partly because we're having issues in schools, time has been squeezed, children don't have, sometimes we're lucky to have 2 hours a week in secondary schools to actually teach a language, which just isn't enough time. And I know across the world, foreign languages are usually given, well, a lot of countries they're given like an hour a day, whereas we're struggling for 2 hours a week. And there's a real lack of teachers as well. So there's this downward spiral that if we don't improve the profile of languages in this country, we're just going to end up with less and less and less teachers, and obviously cannot teach it as a subject in schools. So as well as the universities, we've also been working with Coventry City Council, we've been working with the cultural institutes, there's a company called Twin Studios Project in Coventry, and that's a lady who works with our partnerships across the world. We actually have about 26 or 27 partnerships across the world, but actually they're not really, they're sort of quite dormant at the moment. So she's been trying to pick those up again. We've been working with some local businesses, particularly translators, and in particular, we have been working with the Global Schools Alliance. And the thing that's so great about the Global Schools Alliance is that they really hold the key to bringing the world into UK classrooms and to give children the aforementioned skills and opportunities to actually be able to live and work in an ever multicultural world that we now live in. So we have 4 priorities for Coventry City of Languages. The first one is celebrating home languages, particularly the languages within our schools. And I've seen in my school that children with other languages absolutely come alive when you try to speak to them in their home language. I think quite often they feel like they're always trying to play catch up and never quite going to be as good as their native English speaking peers. And so it just gives them they become the experts in something that nobody else is really the expert in. And funnily enough, yesterday, there was a little boy in one of the classes that I was teaching, and he quite often finds it quite difficult to focus. And he's Romanian. And he said to me at the end of my lesson, he said, "Can I sing a song in Romanian, a Christmas song in Romanian?" So I sort of said, "Yeah, no problem." And he stood up and he sang on his own with no accompaniment of music. He sang 3 Christmas songs in Romanian, And all of the class said to him, can you teach us? Can you teach us? So that's what he's doing this week at playtimes and lunchtimes, is he's actually teaching his classmates to sing in Romanian, which is just so fantastic. The second priority is improving teaching and learning of languages generally. Alongside that is upskilling primary teachers. If you don't know the UK education system, primary languages has been compulsory since 2014. However, it's very, very patchy. Some schools are doing a fantastic job. I know Lisa was on earlier. Hopefully she's still there. She does a great job where she is in Birmingham, but we've got quite a lot of schools in Coventry even where very, very little language is being done. And that's partly because there are so many teachers that don't have any expertise in language. I know on the odd occasion that I've been asked to go and cover a maths lesson without having the training to teach maths properly, and I go into complete meltdown mode. So I completely understand that it must be so difficult to actually go into a class and teach French, Spanish, German, whatever the language might be, when you've never actually learned any of it yourself and you're worried about whether you're pronouncing things correctly. So we want to upskill primary teachers to be able to do that. And we did have a fantastic training session 2 weeks ago that John was at, and he was also talking about the Global School Alliance and a partnership that Coventry and the Global Schools Alliance are just starting to work on with China, which is fantastic. And I think I did see that one of the Coventry head teachers, Alistair Black, had joined the webinar as well. So that's fantastic that we've actually got Coventry teachers who are on this webinar tonight. Sorry, lost my so the last thing then is promoting language skills for work. And there was a report that was released in the UK about 4 years ago now that said that the UK loses out on £48 billion a year due to the lack of language skills in the workplace. And this is another thing that the GSA are, the work they do is really key to this, so that young people can learn how to work collaboratively with colleagues across the world. A key thing as well is that this helps to break down barriers. We do have xenophobia in the UK. I'm sure there is across the whole world. And I think it sort of helps to break down those fears as well. So one anecdote that I tell quite a lot is that a few years ago, when we were doing an e-twinning project, we had some letters from some children in Turkey, and the children reading them out to each other. And whilst we have 37 languages spoken in our school and a lot of children that do arrive with no English to begin with, children accept them in their classrooms. But actually, as the children were reading these letters out, one of them said, "This child's got brown hair and blue eyes." And I sort of looked at them and laughed. And I said, "What did you expect? They've got two heads or something." And she just sort of like looked at me, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, you do, don't you? You accept these children from other countries in your classroom, but you seem to think that people living in other countries are completely different to you." And so I think, all the work that everybody's doing across the world is so key to that. So we've done some projects so far, and these are just some of them. We have done some virtual visits. So we've been working with students at Warwick University who have been on their year abroad, and they have been sending videos, sending photos, information, and even having video conferences with schools in Coventry in order to allow children to visit another country without leaving their own classroom, which has been absolutely fantastic, and certainly really motivated a lot of my children when we did a virtual visit to Malaga in Spain. Twin Studios project, who I said I've been doing some projects with the Twin Cities in Coventry, and John was also involved in a partnership between a school in Coventry and a school in Jamaica, Kingston, which was really exciting. We have had some bilingual children who have co-authored a book about bilingualism. And again, they were able to actually take that on as something that they were the experts in, rather than always sort of feeling like they were having to catch up with their peers. And we've also had students who have gone into schools. A lot of the time that's been virtually, particularly during lockdown, but that has inspired children to actually take a language at GCSE, which is our qualification that students take at the age of 16, and also it's A-level, which is what they take at the age of 18. So that's made a big difference. And then last year, we were lucky enough to have won an award in the UK Parliament, so your UK Parliament Awards. And we actually beat 200 other applications and became the Community Campaign of the Year of 2022. So that was really exciting. And we got to go down to Parliament with our MPs and have a lovely afternoon tea and have a really lovely time, actually. So we were really, really honoured to think that when languages is not seen as a real priority in this country, we were so proud to have actually had our work recognised. So where are we going now in the future? So we're currently trying to set up a charity so that we can apply for funding. We have got so many great ideas, but we just can't do it without money. We've been beg, borrowing and stealing up till now, but there's only so much you can beg, borrow and steal. So we're hoping to set up as a charity so we can achieve so many more things. We want to set up a website, which is a reference point for teachers, for anybody who's interested in languages, for workplaces who are looking for ways to upskill their employees. We are also hoping to set up a multilingual library. One of the things that we're aware of is that a lot of our bilingual children, they can speak, but they're not necessarily literate. And certainly on our news channels, we've seen over the last few years, lots of people who've been fleeing their home countries because of war and things like that. And they've just maybe got one bag that they can take with them. And so books don't really become a priority to pack, but it's such a key skill to be able to read and write in a home language as well as to actually be able to speak it. So I did put here, actually, if anyone's looking to rehome any books in different languages, then you know, we'd be very happy to speak to you. We're also hoping to do more CPD for teachers. And I've already said that John came to one a couple of weeks ago. And we're hoping to do events to really raise the profile of languages. So one thing we'd love to do, John was talking about Eurovision Song Contest at the beginning of the webinar. We would like to do our own cover vision and really showcase the languages and the talents within our city. We also want to change policy at a national level, because things need to change, and we want to be the people to do that. And we're not the first city of languages, sorry. Newcastle was the first city of languages, and we also know that there are a few other places that are setting up or have been considering setting up. So we know Manchester have set up as a city of languages. We were talking to somebody in Leeds, and we've been talking to somebody in York as well, who would really like to set up as a city of languages. And so we'd really love to help to establish a movement where languages are taken seriously, and international work as well across the UK. So thank you for listening. Those are my Twitter handles if anybody wants to connect. And yeah, thank you.
That was brilliant. Thank you, Anna. It's a really brilliant initiative. The way that you've brought in language, cultural understanding, collaboration, it's really powerful. And best wishes to everyone in Coventry in taking it forward in 2024. We look forward to be part of that. So best wishes to everyone in Coventry. Really excellent. Okay, thanks. And now we're moving across, and last but certainly not least, from the UK across to Greece. And we'll be learning about the amazing work at a kindergarten there from our colleague Agneta. Hello, Agati. Can you hear me? Over to you, Agiti.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for having me in this wonderful end of year webinar. Just a moment. Okay. Can you see the slides? Okay, I'll start. As very well Mr. Rolf has very well said, I am Triantafyli Agathi. I am kindergarten teacher and principal at Anchialos Kindergarten, Thessaloniki, Greece. Kindergarten of Anchialos, Thessaloniki, Greece is a small school, but is well known in the local community, both in the local and international level for its participation in various innovative programs. Kindergarten of Anchialos has been characterized as an innovative school. We love the environment and we let everyone know how important it is to protect it. We creating posters. We made flyers and shared them to the local community, cafeterias, supermarket, everywhere. We planted flowers. We joined a local national environmental network entitled I Plant and Adopt a Tree, I Give Breath to the Earth. The certificate of our participation.
Sorry, Agatha, I still think you're on the opening slide. If you want to move your slides.
Oh, okay. Can you see this slide?
We can, yes.
Oh,
But
okay.
We wondered if you wanted to move them though, because you're not on full screen at the moment. You're still on the introductory slide.
Full screen, okay. Just a moment. Oh. It's okay? Okay. You can see the picture, the certificate. Okay, it's here. We designed and worked on projects for the protections of the environment entitled Recycle, Save the Planet. Oh, excuse me. Oh, no, I'll be here. Okay, no, yes. Our participation. Okay, okay. Can you see the pictures? Okay, very good. A small lead can change a life. We collected links. We gave them away for wheelchairs. We officially participated in the first Panhellenic Battery Recycling Tournament. Thank you letter from Disability Association. Trash became ornament, art of children. Every year we participate in the competitions Bravo School, with its relating to the 17 Global Sustainable Development Goals. Our participation. We performed a theater and wrote invitation in order to invite the parents, relatives, and the local community. Okay. Our school also joined International Environment Network with title Learn About Forests. The certificate for our participation. our certification in Global Days of Action on Pollution 2023. The kindergarten is open to the community. We call doctors, firefighters, sociologists, writers, and other specialities to talk to the children about various topics. Online meeting with an author visiting our school. We organized visits to museums, factories, theaters, and other places. On October 2023, our kindergarten participated in the Code Week for All with the activity. This year, the title is The Bee Follows the Numbers. Our school has awarded with a certificate of excellence for the action by our kindergarten during a Code for All. The title was Find the Code and Get Out of the Dragon's Casting. On November 2023, our school participated in the Outdoor Classroom Day. At Christmas, the kindergarten participated in volunteer activities. We're collecting food for the Child Smile. Child Smile is a non-profit organization based in Greece. Protects the children from property, disappearance, and violence. The participation of our school in the charity program Make a Wish, we bought stars, and this program made wishes come true for children with terminal illnesses. We also took part in the annual Make a Wish competition with the composition of a song by the children themselves. On September 26, in the European Day of Languages by the Council of Europe and the European Union, a pan-European campaign to promote languages in Europe, our kindergarten participated with action and creating the poster. My children wrote a word in other languages. The word kalimera in Greece, in the other languages, good morning, etc. Our certificate. Running out of time, Global School Action Day, the climate relay, the whole local community participated, parents, grandparents, community president, public representatives. It was a great experience for everyone. Our children's, my children's, certificate of participation, the running out of time. Also, our kindergarten participated in the 7th Pan-Hellenic Fairy Tale Writing competition and won the prize, the second prize. Our school was a member of the global project Let's Make a Better World. It was a great opportunity to work with school teachers from all over the world who had never met each other before. Little actions can bring huge change. Just a moment. My future plans, I want to say, my future plans are to make our school a green, ecological school with active students with local, national, and global actions. Students with love for people and the environment. I'm going to continue participating in action to create a better world. Thank you for your time, and attention. Thank you very much.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much. And I think absolutely you make a better world. All the presentations here today are what this is all about. Bringing young people together, communicating, collaborating. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much.
That was wonderful, Agatha.
Thank you for your support. I very appreciate it.
We are very proud and very privileged to always work with the most important people in the world, global educators. Now, it was great to see your awards there, Agatha, and we know you've collected quite a few awards, but an award that we were especially keen to give you today was the Global School Alliance Bronze Awards that you've just applied for. And we're delighted, Hannah, if you have the certificate ready, to present it to you. To say congratulations from us all at the Global School Alliance.
I'm very proud for this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, it's brilliant work and brilliant work from all. Thank you. I think you make us all happy every day, and particularly the inspirational impact on so many young people. And just to say, we'd be delighted to have everyone on the call. I really appreciate it. Also share in getting a bronze award. The work you're doing is incredibly important, incredibly powerful, and it's important that you get recognition for that. And just before we do go, we would like, if people wanted to turn on their cameras, we would love an end-of-year photo of everybody. So if you turn on your cameras, my colleague Hannah will take a screenshot of everyone just to acknowledge the great work that you're doing every day across 23, and certainly we're all going to be roaring for more in 2024. So please turn on your cameras, and Hannah is going to take a screenshot, and we can share all the amazing educators that we have joining us today. So is that okay with you, Hannah? Are we ready to go? Okay, shall we go with that, Hannah?
Yep, great, thank you.
Okay, has that been done? We're always waiting for the flash bit, aren't we? Okay, is that good?
Yep, perfect.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. Just to say a huge thank you for everyone that joined us today. A big thanks particularly to Nesreen, to Edward, to Irena, to Anna and to Agatha. It's been truly wonderful working with you across 2023. We look forward to working with you all across 2024. If you're interested in becoming a schools ambassador, please do so. Delighted to have a call with you about that. A big thank you to Anna and her colleagues in Coventry for that citywide partnership with China that we're working with. A big thank you to Nesreen. Look forward to seeing you in Nottingham. Good luck with your project there. To Edward in Singapore, looking forward to working with you as you develop all your school partnerships. To Irena, that truly is a masterclass, the way that you've talked about sustainability. And Agatha, just to say the amazing work you do with so many young people. It's so important to nurture those young minds and give them those experiences, and it's truly inspirational. So just before we go, we want to say a big thank you on behalf of everyone at the Global School Alliance. Have a wonderful festive break, whatever you're doing. Good luck for 2024. We have the webinars continue from January onwards. And we've got a very special birthday coming up as well, Hannah, haven't we? Next year is our 5th birthday. We're only 5, still quite young, but we're going to be having a celebration in 2024, which will pull together all the amazing inspirational activity that so many great educators are involved with. So just to say thank you, we will see you in 2024. Let's all stay in touch. If you want any details, you've got our email addresses. The session will be put on the website. Delighted to support your school with the awards. Anyone that wants to become an ambassador and particularly interested in sharing that work on the platform. So yeah, some great insight in the chat. Thank you for all your comments and insights. We'll take forward any questions there. But just before we do go, would anybody like to come on camera and just say anything? Please do feel free. We've got about 3 minutes left, but if anybody wants to come and say anything, we'd be delighted to hear from you. Okay, we prefer. Oh, I think I hear a.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hello, good to see you.
It's Lydia.
Hello,
From
Lydia.
Uganda. Yes, please. I just joined Global School Alliance yesterday, but
Fantastic.
I find that you guys are doing amazing, amazing work, and I really appreciate it, and I would like to become family.
Definitely, it is a family. Absolutely. This is what
Yes.
we always say. Global educators are the most important people in the world, and it truly is a family of amazing educators learning together and sharing together, taking forward some inspirational best practice. So thank you for that.
John, I wanted to say that the Global School Alliance is the best choice ever.
Thank you, Elena.
I'm proud to be ambassador, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all of you.
Wonderful. You have a wonderful Christmas as well. Best wishes to you and your colleagues. Have a wonderful Christmas festive break for everyone on the call. There's a hand up from Lizzie Bow, our wonderful Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Hello. I just thought I would say thank you to everybody that spoke tonight. I always find these webinars really, really inspiring to hear how people all around the world are working on partnership and on making our world a better place in their own situations and all the different projects they're doing. And to wish you all a very, very peaceful rest of the year. And let's hope next year is even more peaceful and our world becomes a much better place through all the things that we're doing. And let's keep working together.
Hear, hear, Lisa. And thank you for all your wonderful support. Best wishes to everyone at wonderful White House Common. And just before we go, anybody else would like to say anything before we all say good evening? Okay, I think that could be it then. But just to say a big, big thank you. As Lisa said, as we've all said, you are the most important people in the world. Let's hope for a wonderful 2024. Let's hope for even more partnership, more collaboration. You are the most important people in the world, and thank you. So bye-bye, everyone, and stay in touch. Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, John. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone. Thanks, Nesreen. Thanks,
Thank you
Elena.
very
Thank
much.
you, Lydia.
John, thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Thank you, Agatha.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Christmas.
You too.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.
We'll send that certificate.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks, Elena. Good to see you.